In this particular lecture, we're going to chat about balance. You're probably wondering, why do we need to worry about balance? But if we don't have strong balance, then we're setting kids up for avoiding sport. They'll avoid playing in the playground. From my own experience as a mum, who used to struggle at the playground. If we had a play date with friends at a park, you could watch him just try and avoid those things that challenged his balance. So the more we can get children really strong with their balance, the more confidence they will have, the less trips and falls that they will have, and the better their general gross motor skills will be. We have a new generation of children that are struggling with balance more than I've ever seen before. I used to work in aged care in falls prevention, and I was helping adults who they'd played golf all their life, they'd played tennis, they were active in the garden, and they still had difficulties by the age of 85 with their balance, of course. But imagine what our young kids are going to be like when they're 85, if they can't even balance at the age of 5. We have the most sedentary lifestyle children that I've ever seen before. Less children outside riding their bikes and playing in the garden, less backyard space to even play outside. So balance isn't being challenged enough as it should be. Also in the early learning space, we have all of these risk management matrix worrying about children tripping over. If we don't challenge our balance, then we don't develop our balance. Our balance needs to be challenged for us to improve it. Part of falls prevention is giving people that space to not fall over, but to challenge their balance, to challenge their center of gravity to the point where their balance is stimulated. If we don't challenge our balance, we don't improve our balance. So that's what today's lecture is all about. The 3 systems for balance are vision, vestibular, and proprioception. Vision is 80% of our balance. So if for me, as a glasses wearer, at the moment when I stand on one foot, I'm getting information from the walls and the roof and the floor and objects around me of where I am in space. When I lean forward, my eyes give me information of how close the ground is coming towards me, and it changes my balance accordingly. If I was to take my glasses off, I can already feel the proprioception, the pressure in my foot increases because I have less clear information coming from my eyes. So when we look at visual balance, we want to make sure children's eyes are tested regularly. They're well aware of how their eyes are healthy and are they clear. We also look at how children are going when they go from a sunny spot of play to a shady spot. Are their eyes able to adjust? Are they having more trips and falls in the sun or the shade? This information is crucial if we need to send it to an optometrist. Vestibular information comes from our head. If you follow our sensory play course, we go into vestibular and proprioception training in real depth, but just for balance, I'm going to give you the basics. When I move my head up and down, my ears are telling me that my body is moving. So when I go to stand on one foot and move my head, the vestibular system tells my proprioception to increase. I actually feel more pressure in my foot as I move my head up and down. It's crucial for balance. Proprioception is the feeling of pressure in my feet. Proprioception tells me that at the moment I'm standing on a hard surface. When I walk up a hill, proprioception tells me that my feet have changed angle and I'm now going up a hill, and it changes my posture to cater for it so that I don't fall over. If I'm standing on an uneven surface outside or standing on a cushion or a wobble board, proprioception is working really hard to help me stay upright. It's changing the pressure that's underneath my feet. Basically, when we're working with balance, we want to challenge all of these systems. So to challenge the vestibular and the proprioception system, we close our eyes. We take out vision. I'll just do this for you. We take out vision by closing our eyes. That leaves vestibular and proprioception. I'm closing my eyes, standing on one foot. My ears have to work, my inner ear where my vestibular system is has to work harder, and my proprioception in my foot has to work harder. If I want to challenge my proprioception system, what I do is I close my eyes and I move my head, and my proprioception system increases. It's amazing. Closing your eyes, even if you tried it in a safe place, close your eyes and move your head, and the proprioception system really gives it a boost. To challenge my vestibular system, sorry, I'm just going to write vision and proprioception again. To challenge my vestibular system, what I do is I cut out these two systems. So I close my eyes to cut out vision, and then I stand on an uneven surface to challenge proprioception. So I want to work vestibular, which is in here. So I stand on an uneven surface, I confuse my proprioception, and I close my eyes. I confuse my vision, and my vestibular system, my inner ear, gets a workout. Basically, all you need to know is we need to challenge these three systems of balance in order to improve our balance. We want all three systems working as a team and working hard to challenge balance. Give children the opportunity to stand on uneven surfaces, walk across a swinging bridge. With the vestibular system, move your head up and down, left and right while balancing to improve your vestibular system, and practice doing standing on one foot, eyes open and eyes closed. All of these activities are for preschoolers and primary school age children. You don't really expect for all this to come into play until a child is at least 4 and able to understand the instructions that you give to them in balance. Before we go, I just want to quickly explain the 3 stages of balance and how we keep ourselves upright. The behaviours that you're looking for when a child stands on one foot is what part of the balance system they're using. For example, I'm standing on one foot now and my ankle is quivering. It's moving from side to side. If I was to move my head up and down, my hips start to help my ankle. So I move to a more advanced stage. My ankle's moving, my hips are moving to try and keep me upright. If I can't maintain being upright, what will happen is I will step forward or I will step back to regain my balance. What we're typically seeing in children is we expect just an ankle strategy to happen. We expect that when they're a bit uneven with their balance, their ankle should be enough to bring them back into upright. But we're not. What we're seeing is children who have poor balance will go to stand on one foot and their hips will wobble and their arms will wobble. They're already showing some delays in their balance. I'm even seeing some children where I get them to stand on one foot and throw and catch a ball. This is about the age of 5, and they can't do it. They're stepping everywhere to try and maintain their balance. It's crucial that we get children to balance with just an ankle strategy as much as possible to challenge all these 3 areas of their balance. If we don't have balance, we're going to struggle with our gross motor skills, which then means we're going to struggle with our fine motor skills. And my biggest fear is that they'll avoid physical activity and sport altogether, which is not ideal for their health and also for their mental health. So as much as you can incorporate balance into your program as possible, it's fantastic. There's resources on the course website. There's also more balance resources on my website, Play, Move, Improve.